Back to the Scotland 9-hole Cup Expert Division qualifying round. Hole number 4. Here we're going to be setting up for a sniper backspin shot. Using either a Kingmaker or a Kingslayer. You'll need APOC 5 plus, Sniper 9 plus for this shot. We're going to be bouncing it over the right-hand side, flipping the rough with our second bounce and rolling out, setting us up for a rings from min sniper shot using the slope on the green to bring the ball back down to the hole. So for our starting position on the drive, what we're going to do is we're going to add spin first, 5.8 top and 3 right spin. The adjustment is P3 plus 10% max, but you want to add your spin, 5.8 top, 3 right. And then with spin added, what I'm looking for is I'm looking to have the ball guide between the first and second bounce aimed at the left side of the brown tree. So I know I moved quickly on this one, but you're going to be pointing right at the left side of the brown tree. Let's see if we can get a better shot of that. You can use the shadow as a reference. It's just the shadow is not very clear. And we want to try and get the same position every time. So rather than trying to guess how much of your ring is in or out of the shadow when it's not very clear, we found it easier to set up at P3 max rest with spin added. So if you look, I got my center line on the left side of the tree, this brown tree here. And I have it, between the first and second bounce. I'm looking at that ball guide right there. So I'm trying to line my center line up with the ball guide between the first and second bounce. And then I want that pointed right at the left side of this brown tree. That puts me in the position that I want to be in. If you wanted to look at ring references, there is a shadow here, but you can see it's kind of wavy and it's hard to see exactly where you're at. If you wanted to, if you don't like looking at it that way, you can look at the second shadow here. It's a little easier to see, right? My clear ring is just on that second shadow to the left, and that's at P3 max rest with an APOC 8. So if you're using the shadow as a reference, APOC 8 will be clear ring touching that second shadow. APOC 7, you'll have 1/3 of your clear ring into that shadow. And then APOC 5 and 6, you'll have 2/3 of your clear ring into that second shadow on the left. That's ring references. Besides that, pull this one straight if you can push this, or you can zoom out a bit and pull it. Just try and push or pull it as straight as possible. No curl, no overpower, just center ball and hit perfect. If you happen to hit a great left on your drive, that's going to affect the approach shot, and you're going to need to add left curl so that you don't clip the tree on your approach shot. Because of the wind direction, we're going to be adjusting towards the tree on the left for our approach. And if you hit great left, you're definitely going to be adjusting into the tree. So what you'll have to do is line it up, start pulling your adjustment, and as soon as you clip the tree, stop pulling your adjustment, and then add left curl to make up the difference to whatever you couldn't pull. Say you had a 3-ring adjustment, you pull a half a ring, and then clip the tree. So, right, you stop at that half a ring, you need 2.5 rings more adjustment. You'll probably need about a half a ball of left curl, right? On average, kind of as a base reference, it's around a quarter ball of curl, maybe a little bit less than a quarter ball of curl per ring that you need to adjust. I mean, if you get it right, you can still drop this. What I would tell you is favor more curl over less curl. You'll have a better chance at still getting the albatross. If you don't put enough curl on it, you've got no chance. Even if you put a little bit of extra curl, you still have a chance because it funnels back to the right. And so more curl is more forgiving than less curl. The adjustment for the approach shot is P3 minus 45% at slider. We're counting rings from men. We're using 4 backspin and 3 left spin. So what we're doing is adding our spin, setting up a complete min. You want to pack a grizzly in your bag so that you have a hard min line. Set up at min, add your spin, and then push up counting rings from min until your ball guide is touching the cup, and then where the ball guide turns and starts to come back down towards the hole here, you want that to be roughly 1 square off of the fringe on top. So if you notice, I'm roughly about 1 square off of that fringe. When the ball starts to turn and come back down toward the hole, that's where you want it to be. If you're down here, you're not in the right place, it's not going to play the same way. Make sure that it's curling around roughly in that area, about 1 square short of the fringe. The only other thing to note on this shot is you'll need to offset per wind strength, right? So if you have winds in the 6s, you'll aim center cup with the tip of your ball guide. If your winds are in the 7s, you want to aim left center cup. And if your winds are in the 8s plus, you'll want to aim at the left edge of the cup, right? So center, left edge. Besides that, pull this one straight. Do your best to hit perfect. Hopefully you're walking away from hole 4 with the albatross. Be careful. You can, I would say, don't pull no more into the tree than about 0.3 of a ring. If you're adjusting your shot and you pull into the tree at the very end of your adjustment, you'll be okay. But if you got to pull anything more than, say, 0.3 of a ring into that tree, then you're most likely going to clip the tree. So just pull your adjustment. When you hit the tree, stop and look and see how much more adjustment you got left. And then my recommendation is just add curl based on whatever amount of rings that you weren't able to pull before hitting the tree. So if you can, it's a 3-ring pull, you can adjust 2 rings. That means you have 1 ring left. I would say play it right around a quarter of a ball of curl, right? or maybe a little bit more, because it's more forgiving with more curl. You're just going to have to play around with that one. It's a rough guesstimate as far as the amount of curl you need, because it changes also with the wind strength and wind angle. But that ought to get you pretty close. It still have a chance at the drop for the albatross. And worst case scenario, it should still be a very easy eagle. If you clip the tree, I can't guarantee that you'll roll out of the rough or into the fairway. I have clipped the tree and did roll onto the green, but that doesn't mean it will always do that. So play the safe route, in my opinion. Add the curl, don't risk it, and walk away with nothing less than an eagle on this one. Good luck, everyone. P3 minus 45% at Slider, counting rings for men, offset as I told you, and rings for men with your sniper. 1 is 3%, 2 is 5, 3 is 8, 4 is 11, 5 is 13, 6 is 16, 7 is 18, 8 is 21, 9 is 24, 10 rings is 27, 11 is 29, 12 is 32, 13 is 35, 14 is 38, 15 rings for men is 41% Slider. Good luck, everyone. Hope you get the drop. We'll see you on the next hole.